You've decided that you want to add some background music to your podcast or to your videos. So how do you get started with finding great music, and how do you make sure that it's okay to use on your projects? My name is Ileane Smith, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So stay tuned and listen up. Hello. Thank you so much for joining on this video. We talked in our last video about adding background music, and I took a poll. I asked you guys because I'm working on a course. I'm working on this course for using Anchor, and it's also addressing podcasting in general. And so I had my intro and I played it for you guys on YouTube. And then I added some background music to that intro. So I played two versions. I just played a little snippet. But if you go back to that video and look at the comment stream, overwhelmingly, you guys said, yeah, add the music. I think I had one person, it might have been my friend Patricia, who said that if the music isn't loud enough, then it's annoying. Now, of course, you don't want it to be too loud to overpower your voice. So we got to find the sweet spot. And hopefully in that little intro that you just watched, you heard the things were hovering in the sweet spot area. And I use ScreenFlow to create that because, I'm going to talk to you about downloading music to add to your videos and to your podcast. But you need a good piece of software in order to piece everything together. So I'm using ScreenFlow, and it has an option in there for ducking. And ducking just means that it automatically brings down the level of the music. So with that said, I want to talk to you about where do you download music. Now, music can enhance your content, especially when you're talking about video and audio, all right? Because for one thing, it can help set a mood. It can also cover up little ticks or hicks in your voice. And maybe if you have a little bit of an echo, like I may have right now, it'd be nice if I could bring in some music behind my voice. But since this is a live stream, with the repurposing of it, though, I could take this video over into ScreenFlow and add that music in the background. So speaking of the music, I want to talk about the very first source that I want to share with you. And that music that you heard at the beginning of this video, go back and listen if you didn't notice it, comes from Andre Lewis. Big shout out to Andre. Andre is a fantastic artist, and this is his Twitter account. So, he's got a couple of Twitter accounts, but you can find him on this one, which is @OnJMusic, and it's Andre Lewis Music. Okay, so he's got a whole suite of music that you can download, and for that, I want to show you his website because he does, do this as a service for podcasters. So hang on, let me make sure I get the right thing screen shared for you guys. Okay, I'm going to try at least. So it's my Chrome. All right. So you'll see Andre also uses the name Freaky F Foofs or Woofs. I'm not sure, but that's what this FF is he has here. And you see Freaky F Woof. All right. So it's a one-stop shop for producers, podcasters, media students, radio stations, and hardcore enthusiasts looking for high-quality intros, outros, sweeps, and stings for your project. You can download the file, and if you're like what you're hearing, spare some loose change, I'd be grateful for donation via PayPal or Monzo. And just to be upfront with you, I want to let you know I sent Andre a PayPal a few months ago. So this is what made me think of him today, because I was doing this project and I was going to show you guys some other resources, which I'll get to in a minute. And then I remembered Andre, and I know he has, let's just scroll down the page here so you can see how many different tracks he has here for you to download. So I'll be sure to add that link in the description of the video. But remember that Andre is, he's working on his own. He's very talented, but it would be great if you also could give him a donation via PayPal. But he wants to support, us podcasters and media students, radio stations, and hardcore enthusiasts. So how cool is that? Thank you very much, Andre. And he has an adorable family as well. So be sure to check out Andre. So let's get over to the next thing I want to share with you. And you guys are probably all familiar with this next one, especially you guys over on YouTube. I talked about it before. And I just want to go into a little bit more detail about it today. So let's get it. Make sure we got the right thing screen shared. And hang on one moment. I want to make sure we get the right Google. Actually, this is Microsoft Word, so that's why I got a little thrown off. I had to keep this in Word. Okay, so here we go. It's the YouTube library. And you'll see here over on the the left-hand side, this little red icon here, it says audio library. Now, remember that with this audio music library, there are different attributions that you need to use. So in order to make sure, if you want to use the music that does not require an attribution, I'm going to scroll down and show you what you need to do, and then I'll come back and read you that. And that is, you just scroll down to this area over here where it says attribution, and then you click on attribution not required. Now, there is plenty of music there that you can use that there's no attribution required for. So, but if it, doesn't bother you to put the attribution in there, then click the attribution required option. One of the things that I like to do here in the second little screenshot is I like to have the music be really short. So I'm going to make this bigger so you can see this. You get the option here to choose the time of the clip so that you'll know that it's the appropriate length for your project. So I think it's great if you're going to have some music that you can add in something that's around 5-8 seconds. I think that might be a sweet spot, but I really think that something that's like 14, 21 seconds, we see there 25 seconds. I think that's way too long for an intro music. Might be fine to do as background music during an intro while you're speaking or something like that. But especially on a video, that is just way too long for an intro. So you may also want to stick to the sound effects, because I have the music tab selected, but there's also sound effects, which are little short little stings and bumpers there. So this is important to keep in mind when you're adding music. Yes, you want music that will enhance whatever it is that you're doing, be it video or audio. And of course, it should be in keeping with your style. In other words, you'll see different genres in there, all right? And one of the genres is country and western. Well, are you a country and western kind of gal or kind of guy? If you're not, then you probably don't even want to use any of the country and western unless that topic you're covering that day, or if you want to transition over into a topic that may be a little bit more on that line. So I like to have smooth. I like to have jazzy, maybe even a little on the hip hop or R&B side. That's me. That's my personality. And, or even something that's pop. That may be as well work for me, but you have to decide what works for you. But it doesn't really work at all if it's not the kind of music that augments your content. So keep that in mind. All right. So now a little bit more about places. And before we do that, let's read what it says on YouTube, because I wanted to double check this. I was actually talking to my friend Beauty Bubble this morning, and we were over on Twitch, and I said, let's actually read through these terms. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I just want to read this part here, the second sentence here that says, music from this library is intended solely for use by you in videos and other content that you create. Now, I realize that I'm talking about using this music for videos, but also podcasting. And it clearly states that it's for other projects that you create. All right. And you can monetize your YouTube videos. I know that's another question. And here it says it. And you just have to click on the terms at the bottom of the page in order to bring this pop-up up. But remember to look at the attribution. So YouTube wants to make it so that they don't have to demonetize your video because you use the latest video from whoever is popular on the charts. And I know a lot of folks want to use that kind of music, especially, behind something that they may be doing something else, and then they can use, or even if they're doing a dance routine, they want to use that music that's on the top of the charts. Well, when you do that, you're not going to be able to monetize. And in some cases, you may not even be able to keep your video up. So it's really important, this is why I decided to go back into this today, because this is important for all creators. It's not just somebody who's just getting started and, who really doesn't know any better. And it's the same way with podcasts. With podcasts, it's, very strict. Especially over on the Apple library. You'll find the same thing on Spotify. They are very strict about the music that you have, because they have deals with these record companies and with these artists. And you don't want to deprive artists of any of the income that they so generously deserve because of the hard work that they're doing on their craft. You wouldn't want anybody doing that to you either, right? So keep that in mind. Play fair. All right, so let's go to the next source for downloading music. All right, here is Facebook has also entered into this with a Facebook music collection, but you'll see if you're looking at the screen, I clearly tell you that Facebook music collection is only for Facebook videos. It's for your videos, but only the ones on Facebook, not the ones you plan on repurposing over on YouTube, not the ones you plan on uploading to Vimeo or Vimeo, and not for your podcast. And I really brought this to you only because I want to make you aware, because I know that everybody's on Facebook, right? And you may have heard about this library. Actually, I asked folks over in my Facebook group and they hadn't heard about it. Some folks did, but most folks had not heard about it. So now that you're hearing about it, and I will read out to you what it says here so you'll know. Sound Collection provides free audio content on a non-exclusive basis for you to enhance your video content on Facebook with high quality audio recordings. So if you're into making a lot of Facebook videos, or even if you're only into making a few Facebook videos, here's a whole nother library, and I will have the link in the description to the video. There's a whole other library that you can download and add to your Facebook videos. So just be aware of that. You have resources other than just the YouTube collection, the ones that I introduced you to today from Andre Lewis, Freaky Foof, if I'm saying that correctly. And you also have the Facebook library of music, but your Facebook library is only for your Facebook videos. Okay, now let's just take a look and turn our attention a little bit more to just podcasting. Okay, but hang on, I just want to double check something. I do have folks over in the chat. I wasn't sure about that, but now, even though the live chat replay will play along with this video, I need to read the chat because my people are here. So you guys hang in there with me while I try to attempt to share the correct screen. It may not go well, but all I can do is try. All right, so hang on. I got to get things at least in position so I have a fighting chance. All right, hang on. Okay, let me get up Google Chrome here. There's only one Chrome. Oh, Tish made it. I know you had some problems with your internet. Tish, hello, hashtag Ileane Fun. And Carlos. Usually Carlos says good morning no matter what time of day it is, but it just so happens that it's actually morning. Good morning, the Lounge Network. And oh my goodness, the Lounge Network, pardon me, good morning to you, yes. And Larry Snow, Jewel Beat, and Music Bakery are two that I've used in the past, but I use the YouTube exclusively sans attribution. Yes, thanks, Larry. And then, okay, so you guys are here. Thank you for coming. All right. So now we're going to, like I said, turn to sharing that music that is specifically for podcasters. Okay. And that is the Podbean app. Now, there's a few apps that I could have showed you guys today, but hey, I decided I wanted to show you Podbean. So I'm on my iPhone, and if all you have to do is sign up with Podbean. You can have a free account over there because I have one. So you can definitely have a free account with Podbean. All right. And I like Podbean. I think they're a great choice for podcast hosting. Even though I'm not using them for podcast hosting right now, they are in my top 4 picks. Okay. So at the bottom right, you see the microphone. It's a little hard to see on the screen because the just so happens that the logo that's behind it is red, but there's a red microphone there. Okay. And I may have even shown you guys this before, but hey, it bears repeating. So here we go. We will just take a look at this dashboard here. This is where you can add. Now, in this case, they only have country, division, and good time. So there's only 3 tracks over here on Podbean. But nonetheless, I've used this before, and one thing that I do know is that this volume is way too loud if you're going to talk over it. But right now I have it selected on none. My favorite one is Good Time, and I don't think you guys will be able to hear this, but yeah, you can't hear it, so that's okay. I just want you to see that, you can have that background music. And so you can change it on the fly. So I can lower it as I am recording my podcast episode. And then I can also turn it off as I'm recording. And it still continues with the recording. So that's a really good thing to know. Now, if I used Apple Music, I would be able to add music from my music library, but I don't do that on my phone. So I'm sure most people do. You know me, I always have to be different, right? And I just felt like I was already getting overwhelmed with all the things that Apple wants me to do. And so I'm really in the Google ecosystem. I just cheat on them by using an iPhone. So anyway, maybe one day Podbean will change that so that you can go into your your camera roll or any other music storage that you have on your phone. So, but right now you have to use your Apple Music library, but it's still cool. I think that's really cool that you're able to do that. So, I'm going to wrap this part up, but we're going to stay. Don't go anywhere, guys. But I want to wrap this part up and let you know, as always, there's two ways that you can contact me. This is very important because I know that some of you are really interested in podcasting. I have the Anchor course coming out very soon. I hope to have that out within the next week or two. And patrons will get it first, though, of course. So patrons, don't even worry about it. You guys will get it before it's even ready for, mass release. And so here's the two ways to get in contact with me. For email, you want to go to ILEANESBUDDY.com/contact. Nobody has to type anything in the chat because we want the live chat to remain, right? And for voicemail, you want to go to ILEANESmith.com/voicemail. And with that, thanks so much for joining. But those of you who want to hang with me for the rest of this, because I have some other topics that I want to cover, but I wanted to keep this video at right now, I'll tell you what timestamp we're at. We're at 21 minutes. And so thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you next weekend for the next video. All right, so now, you guys that are still here, I have a list here. Oh, I know what I want to share. I don't even have to look at the list. Patreon. And Tish knows about this because she was there when Patreon did the hang time on Friday. And although the hang time was a very good one, it wasn't of that much interest to me, except for the one thing that's really interesting. They started fixing Patreon Lens. And so what I like to do with Patreon Lens, it's just like Instagram stories. It's just like Snapchat stories. But what happens is you now can view this on the web. So I'm just going to show you real quick. In fact, it's still a little buggy, and they admitted that they know it's buggy, right? So this is an old one that I have that's still stuck in there. So this is the one I did Friday when I was actually at work listening. And so this next story is the one I want to talk to you about in a minute too, about Giphy. All right. So now I want to show you how you can watch this if you're on the web. You don't have to watch it from your phone anymore if you don't want to, or if you just so happen to not be on the phone. So let me show you really quickly, because I know Tish asked about this. And so what Tish wants, Tish gets. All right. So I want to get the right screen share up. Okay. And it's this one. All right. So in order to see it when you're on anybody's Patreon page, and I would show another example, but I'm the only one I know that's using it right now. You have to go to the post tab. See here underneath the header, it says overview, posts, and community. You have to go to the posts tab. And then I made this public, so if anybody wants to go over here and see it, they can. So here it is. And then it pops out into its own little window. And Patreon encourages you to download their app, which, you don't have to do, because now you can view it on the web. And I honestly think it's probably fun to view it on the web. Okay, so that's my second agenda item that I definitely wanted to cover with you guys. So, how's that, Tish? I hope you're still having Ileane fun over there. Oh, and you're on your iPad mini using Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspot until tomorrow. Oh gosh, I hope they get it together over there in Chi-Town with your internet. Okay, I have one more item on my agenda. Okay. And before I do that, actually, I have two more items. I wanted to tell you what I was talking about in that story. Giphy. The Giphy website, Instagram and Snapchat had integrated Giphy into their apps. Well, there was some kind of really inappropriate Giphy, and I only saw it on that one website, Gizmodo, and that's why I'm not going to go into real detail. I'll just say it was inappropriate content, right? And so both apps have pulled the Giphy integration. Just like that. I got to give them credit. They reacted rather quickly, and, they pulled Giphy. So I don't know if the folks at Giphy, they need to get on the ball with that, because that's not good at all. Okay, so still can't comment or give an emoji on Lens. They should add that before anything else. Yeah, because you're supposed to be able to comment. But like I said, Larry, they admitted that they know it's buggy, because you're supposed to be able to comment and leave reactions. No, I'm sorry. You're not supposed to be able to comment. You're supposed to be able to leave reactions. You can just leave the emojis. That's what Larry was talking about. So, yeah, they're working on it. They did say that, but I think for some reason showing it on the web does make sense that they worked on that first, Larry, because most people don't have the app. Most people do not have that Patreon app. A lot of people probably don't even know there is an app. Which is why they came out with the thing to begin with. But at the same time, it's great that they've given people options so that you can still, you get more patrons, because you could do a whole lots of things with stories, right? And so what I recommend, I told you guys this before, but I'll tell you again, in case you forget, just use the Instagram or the Snapchat app to make the story and download it and then upload it. Now, I don't like sharing my same stories all over the place. I just turned on the option to share my Instagrams to Facebook. I just turned that on 2 weeks ago, and I'm just getting used to it. I'm just getting used to the fact that people are commenting on Messenger, but I'm not realizing the reason why they're commenting. They're commenting on my Instagram story. Because sometimes Messenger annoys the crap out of me. But because half the time I don't know why it's going off. So once I figured out that, they're talking about my Instagram story. So I'm going to leave it on. This is a trial run though. But I could probably use the Facebook app, Facebook Stories app, to create the story. Create them, download them. You don't have to post it to Instagram. You don't have to post it to Snapchat, because, you're creating exclusive content for your patrons. And the reason why I'm even making it public is because I want to show you guys, because if you don't know it's there's no point in me, creating it. So I want all my patrons to know where it is, how to get there, how they can watch it, whether it's on the web, on their phone, or whatever. So I got to, educate myself as well as educate you guys about the Lens. So since Tish asked for Lens, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have brought it up other than just sharing it on social media. But thank you, Tish, for the idea. And you guys are talking a lot, so I want to see what you're saying. So, okay, Instagram didn't pull Giphy. Mine's it's going off of mine. Hey, Aunt Capone is in the house, y'all. Okay, great, Ileane. I'm not able to connect to Xfinity Hotspot on my MacBook Air, but I hope to have new internet service by Wednesday at the latest with another provider. I hope it is Fios, and if it is, high five. Howdy, Gord. And like I said, Aunt Capone is here. Thank you, dear. But Instagram didn't pull Giphy. Yeah, they pulled it on my phone, and that's what the story that I just shared with you was about. And it shows in place of Giphy, it has an option for you to just take a selfie and then like a selfie sticker. You know, you take that selfie and then it'll put a border around it and you can place it anywhere. As a matter of fact, I might as well show you guys. Let me open up Instagram first. Okay. So when you take the Instagram, right, then you go up to the menu. You see that where that little camera icon is on the underneath location and over top of poll. That's where the Giphy used to be. It's gone. Now, I don't know if you have to update your app or whatever. And I don't know if, Larry, if you still have it on your phone, I don't know if you can actually post from there. I'm going to delete this because I just did that story. So I'm not going to redo it. Okay. So I don't know if you actually can, you may be able to pull up the Giphy, but I don't know if it's, I just don't know what it is on your phone. But I didn't have to update my app. I just saw, and I wasn't even looking for that story. I was just actually, I went to Chrome on my phone, and it just so happened to be that story was being featured at the bottom of the Google Chrome page. And that's the only reason why I saw that story. Because I did, Instagram stories yesterday, but that was prior because this Gizmodo article that came out yesterday came out at noon. And so I wasn't really looking for Giphies yesterday on the Instagram app. And I didn't even check it on Snapchat. I'm just going to assume, it was an inappropriate image. So, okay. So here we go. Let's go back to the chat. So, I don't know if I'm ever going to change my workflow because I like being able to show the chat. This is part of the video. Now I may, if I trim this video off, then this chat will go away. So it's a good thing I'm sharing it. Okay, so let's see. So here's, okay. So I found Xfinity's hotspot till I get a new service. Okay, Tish, hang in there, honey. And you guys are just saying hi to each other. Lens is what it is. I thought you said Snapchat pulled both Snapchat and Instagram pulled Giphy. Larry, Snapchat and Instagram pulled Giphy. Okay? So, all right, let's move on from that topic. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if Giphy going to get it together or I don't know. What's funny to me is that they reacted so quickly. I mean, in a good way when I say funny. Good way that they acted so quickly. And it just goes to show that they can act quickly when they want to. Okay? When we want a new feature, they don't act so quickly. But anyway, all right, moving on to my last topic about my YouTube fiasco. My YouTube fiasco. Well, I'm smiling because the fiasco is over and it was all resolved. But for those of you who missed the Instagram story or Instagram Live, what had happened was last weekend, it was my last Saturday. It was March the 3rd. I went live from my phone. I did a podcasting Q&A. For those of you who remember. And in that Q&A, sometimes when I use the phone back in my yoga room, the internet blanks out. And usually it blanks out if I'm on Facebook. It usually is fine on YouTube. But for some reason, I went live and I only stayed live for about 4 to 5 seconds. And it just crashed. No warning. It just crashed. Okay. I was just getting settled. And what I always do before I go live on my phone, or I try to anyway, is have my title already typed out over on my notes app. And then I copy it. And so then it's in the clipboard on the phone. And so I had already pasted it the first time. So it was there. So I pasted it the second time. Okay. That's important because it's the same title for the failed video and the other video. Now the other video lasted for an hour and a half, which is typical for me, right? You guys know I'll stay on forever. But the fact is that later on, I did a little YouTube SEO, a couple days later, changed the title. I probably added tags and all that. I don't know if I lost those tags or not. I don't care. But on my phone, only on my phone, not in my Creator Studio, on my desktop, because for those of you who don't know, I go to my Creator Studio on desktop. Oh, actually the Video Manager many, many, many times a day. I have that bookmarked because I really don't like the Creator Studio. I go to the Video Manager. That's how I always go to YouTube, even if I'm doing something else. So everything was fine on the Video Manager. But on my phone only, and only in the YouTube app, not the YouTube Creator Studio app on my phone, but only on the YouTube app, if I went to my videos, because I think that's what it's called, your videos, I saw a little notification with a grayed out image of that video that said, your video failed to upload. Now remember, it had the original title. I have already renamed the video and all that, right? So it gave me a couple options. It said reload or delete. And I forget the other option. And I wish I had taken a screenshot, but I didn't. So I'm thinking, well, this must be that stupid little blip video that didn't work. So I'll just delete it. Yeah, I deleted it. Hence a fiasco. Because it wasn't the little blip video. Despite the fact they had two different names, despite the fact that the other video clearly uploaded because people were watching it. I had views on it. I had comments. Well, turns out I only had a couple comments, but I had comments on the video. The video was up and running. In fact, when I went over to Twitter Analytics for a different reason, hey Rodney, how you doing, honey? When I went over to Twitter Analytics just for something else, that happened to be my most. The tweet with the most impressions was me sharing that video. It's called Podcast and Q&A. That's what the thumbnail has on it. And so I went over to Brian G. Johnson's Facebook group out of desperation. Because I actually was like, oh, there's one other thing I got to tell you guys. When I'm done with this live stream, or when anybody's done with a live stream, whether it's on your phone or on desktop, YouTube has to still process and encode the video. I always download that file. Always. Because I don't have it on my... Actually, in this case with Ecamm, I do have it. But it doesn't have all the other... I just always download it anyway. I got plenty of storage, so... I have two versions of each. So, it's okay. So, I download the video, right? So I had the video, I had the content. It wasn't that. First of all, I go live every weekend, and I don't want there to be this one weekend when I wasn't live. If anybody ever looks back through even though people won't do that. And I went extra lives. I did extra lives last week because of the snowstorm. So I was on live even more. So probably nobody else in the whole world would have ever noticed except myself. Okay, so anywho, I went over to Brian G. Johnson's group, which is the Tube Ritual group, by the way, which is named after his book, Tube Ritual, Brian G. Johnson. I love him. Love that book too. And it's a great Facebook group. And so if you're a video creator and you're listening to this, I know Rodney's here, and I don't know if Gord is still here. A shout out if you like the Brian G. Johnson Tube Ritual Facebook group, okay? Yay for us, hashtag ILEANESBUDDY. Thanks, Tish. So I posted the question over there. Do you guys think that YouTube, I didn't tell them the whole backstory. I just said I deleted a video by mistake. Do you guys think that YouTube will restore my video? Everybody was saying no. People were saying no, 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 left. Ronnie, I'm building up to that. Slow down. People were just saying no, except this one person posted a video of how to get your video restored. And people were saying, no, like, don't even believe that video. Well, the video was right. And that was on Friday. I emailed, you had to go to YouTube Creators Help. Not just the help at the bottom of the page at YouTube. You have to go into Creators Help. Okay? And when you go into Creators Help, you'll see that it says email us. Okay, but what it does, it opens up a Google form. It's that kind of email. No, you didn't miss it, honey. I was just teasing you. It opens up a Google form. And so you fill out the Google form. You have to put your name. Hi, Ethan. How you doing? And you have to give them that video ID. Now, if you're not familiar with the video ID is an 11-digit code that every video has. And if you look at a URL of a YouTube video, it always has somewhere in that URL has V equals, and then that 11-digit code. That's your video ID. So on that video ID, so this is what they ask you on the form. They ask you for your channel name and the video ID. And basically that form is used for other things. So they ask you, okay, what about this video? And they give you an opportunity, if you have more than one video, you can put more video IDs in there. So I filled out that form, and all I said was, please restore my video I deleted by mistake. So I thought, I'm not going to hear anything for, it's the weekend. It was Friday afternoon when I did it. Even though I know I'm in Philly, YouTube is in Cali, so it's 3 hours behind. I'm still thinking, it's Friday. I'm not going to hear from them. Friday, as I laid down across my bed, I had already turned the computer off and everything. I got an email back from them. I was like, I shot up out the bed, came over to my computer because I knew they were going to ask me for that video ID again. But this time they didn't. They asked me for the complete URL of the video. So I had to come to my computer, right? Because it ain't on my phone no more. It's deleted. So... okay, if you're not yet following one another, that's right. Don't forget to click on the three little dots. Hey, can you put that email in chat if you get a chance? It's not an email. That's just it. It's not a link. You have to go. Please tell me free video editing software. Free. Okay, so you go to channel. Make sure everybody connects with one another. And I don't have I can't even think of a free video editing software off the top of my head, to be honest with you, my office, because I don't use a free video editing software. Anybody can help my friend here from my office out? Because I use paid tools. I know. Go figure. Okay, so... Rodney, and that's why this person did a video, because there is not a direct link. The only link that somebody could give you would be YouTube Creator Help, but it's not. It's like you have to click on the help button, and then the help button brings open another window, and it brings up, but it's not a link. It's within the YouTube Creator. I guess it's an app, but it's desktop. And I don't even know how it will work on your phone. I don't even know how it will work on your phone. I was on desktop when I submitted it. So that's hence the problem. It's not an app. It's just to go to YouTube Creator Help. And there's an option there to send an email. Because it's all little pop-up boxes that pop up at the bottom of the screen. It's not a different email address. And so let's see. Okay, so So, and somebody said that, it has, to be within 2 weeks or something like that. I don't know if that's true because I didn't have that issue. So what happened was I got up, like I said, and Phil, now they ask you a different question. So this part is important if you ever have this problem, Rodney. This part is important. All right. Oh, Rodney said Windows Movie Maker is free. So if you're still there, that's the answer for you. But please don't keep repeating the same question over and over again. So in the email, they want your name, your channel link. And they might have asked the channel link in the form too. But here it is different. This time they asked for the video URL, not just that ID number. They want the URL. And then you have to sign off on, is this content yours? And you have to sign off on, yes, I do want YouTube to restore my video. So you have to say yes to 2 different questions. And you have to type this all in a form. In other words, they send you an email. And in the email, they tell you copy and paste these things with your answers. Put your answers inside the brackets. So the first answer is your channel link. The second answer is your video link. Then there's a block of text, and you have to say, oh, maybe before the block of text, you have to say, YouTube can restore my video. Yes, this is my content. Actually, it's the other way around. This is my content comes first, and then yes, those 2 things have to be yes. Then there's a block of legal mumbo jumbo. Yeah. I mean, you could probably understand it if you read it, but for me, it was just a block of mumbo jumbo that I wasn't trying to read. I was just trying to hurry up and send that email back. And then you have to state your name again and the date. And then you send that email back to them, and they reply. And the next morning, so that was Friday night. And like I said, remember, everything is 3 hours behind. So I was thinking I won't hear anything until Monday. I really was. But I was doing some research. Oh, yesterday morning I did a Facebook Live. A friend of mine asked me to come on and speak to her group, her Facebook group, about Anchor. And so I was happy to do that. And during the live, I had to post some resource links because questions came up that I wanted to give them a link. They wanted to know how to convert a video, a live stream into a podcast. And y'all know I got a tutorial about that. So I had to go grab that link. And when I came over to YouTube to grab that link, I wanted to get the playlist. I didn't actually want to get the playlist, but the playlist came up. And when I looked at the playlist, I saw that thumbnail for the podcasting Q&A. And I was like, oh my God, my video's back. So at some time, now that session that I had with my friend Sarah was at 10 a.m. my time, and it was over at 11. And so around 11:15, that video was already back. 11:15 a.m. on a Saturday. And then I went out. After I did that, I went out and went to the gym. Yay, I was a good girl. I went to the gym. And when I came back, I got us another email with a survey. How did we do? Oh, 10. Y'all were fantastic, and I love you to pieces. So that was my YouTube fiasco, and YouTube creators to the rescue. So I actually sent out a tweet, and I said, shout out to YouTube creators for, whatever. And then I got a like, but it wasn't from YouTube creators. It was from Team YouTube. So I was like, oh, I didn't know there was a Team YouTube Twitter account. I'm on that one because I followed them right away. Let me bring that up. Let me get to that tweet. So, because I don't know if you guys know about the Team YouTube. YouTube has so many Twitter accounts. I was like, it was obviously this has to be a person, right? Because I'm tweeting to YT creators and I'm getting an answer back from Team YouTube. So I'm like triply impressed with what YouTube has done with this situation. I'm super duper happy. Uh, let me try to have the right screen share up. Okay, we're gonna go into it now. All right, here we go. So this was nope, that's not the one. I tweeted a lot last night. That's going back too far. Oh, this was. Oh, I should have known it was the one with Drake because I turned it into. I not only did I say shout out to YouTube creator support, and then I put a GIF with Drake in there, and then I got these likes from these people that I don't even know who they are. Oh, I do know this. I know Holly. Hi, Holly. I talked to her, and then I don't know who Leo the King Dragon is. I don't know who Hippo Ready. But I do know that Team YouTube. Yeah, I'm following y'all. Hello, they not following me. That's okay, because they're only following 6 people. They got 371,000 followers, but I didn't know nothing about them until yesterday. So you never know. They may come in handy. As a matter of fact, let's head over to their Twitter because, duh, you guys don't need to see my Twitter. Let's just see what they're tweeting about over here. Okay, stuff that we kind of knew. Impressions, click-through rate. These new metrics are rolling out to a small group of creators. So y'all know that's not me, right? Yeah, because where do you find it? Impressions and how? Let's see. Let's just go to the learn more on this. This is a good one. Oh, this is the blog post. Yeah. And where are we supposed to see this? Because Amy Landino, my bad. She talked about this on the Social Media Examiner weekly show on Friday because I watched the replay because I was actually watching the hang time during the live. All right, so let's just go over to my studio. See, if you notice, I clicked on that little bookmark because this is where I have this little area bookmarked. However, I don't know if this thing that's only rolled out to a few select creators, which I'm assuming I'm not one of, is part of the YouTube Studio beta. But let's just assume that it is. Shall we? Does that make sense? And we'll never know because I'm sure I don't have it. Okay, so let's just go to the analytics tab right away. So you can see real-time views, subscribers, your estimated revenue, compare your videos. I have not dived into this dashboard yet, guys. Okay. Let's see if anybody else has. Just going to go back to the other screen share. Hang on for a second. And I appreciate you guys so much for being here today. I know I've said it, but I'm going to say it again. Okay, no, you guys have, okay. And Larry said he's glad it worked out. Rodney, did you retract your own message or did Nightbot do that? Cause I turned off all the stuff for Nightbot. So I'm going to assume that you retracted your own message. Okay. But let me know if you didn't, because I turned off all the stuff for Nightbot on comment moderation because they were too heavy-handed for me. So anyway, back to this new Creator Studio. So the terms are going to get confusing now too, because when I used to say Creator Studio or YouTube, okay, this one's YouTube Studio. Maybe that's how I'll keep it separate. For me, Creator Studio is the mobile app. But I guess that's the difference. Now, this is YouTube Studio. Not the same as Creator Studio. Let's just make it bigger. All right, let's click the top video card to compare watch time across more videos and to access video level analytics. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm I really have not dived into this dashboard too much. Okay. So I'm really just trying to actually understand what I just read, but I'm not, because I just got too much stuff going on. But let's see if we can go over to audience. No, that's not where it would be. The blog post didn't tell us where it would be. So I can only assume that it would be right on this page. Real-time views. Let's try discovery. YouTube search, playlist. Nope, it's not there. Audience, watch time, interactive content. My end screens are all over the place. And then playlists. So, yeah. Well, we kind of knew that I didn't have it. But let's see if I click into one of these. And I don't know if you can click into it. Yeah, if you know, that just makes it bigger. Not sure I understand that. Okay. And I'm definitely going to go back to, these are all the things that are missing. This is why I have not made the switch. Playlist, live streaming. So in order to get to all these options before I go live, I can't be in this area. I don't go into the translations too much. The audio library, which is what we were talking about, the topic of this video. Customizing your channel. Well, you don't really do that from the back end anyway, but let me see what they're talking about. You do that from the front end, don't you? Yeah, you only can do that from the front end as well. And actually, okay, here's the live. And I wish there was a way. Yeah, I guess there is a way for me to put this live now up on the top. No. Doesn't let me do it. I've tried to make it so that it's up on the top. Even for returning subscribers. And by the way, like Rodney, if you want to put me over here on your sidebar, because you see Gord is here and Larry is here, and we could partner up with one another. And actually, this is on shuffle, so this is not everybody. And I thought I added you, Rodney. As a matter of fact, I'm going to add you. There you are. You are there. I was going to say I was going to add you one way or the other. It didn't matter. But it would be nice if you added me too. My friend Guy is there because Guy is the bomb. You can't just go by subscriber count all the time, right? Okay, now you're showing up on the live the page there. I don't know where this chat is popped out at. Oh, right here. So I can look at it. Indeed, of course, we're glad to be here too. Oh, Sonthea Coleman. I love your live. Hello. Hi, Sonthea. Oh, nice of you to show up, my dear. Appreciate it. And I appreciate all the beautiful emojis. I'm glad I turned off the Nightbot stuff, because then those emojis wouldn't have showed up, which is kind of stupid. But anyway, that's why I turned it off. Oh, yeah. So there's that video, the infamous video that had to be restored right there. Podcasting Q&A, which had 88 views and was streamed 1 week ago. And it was 1 hour and 28 minutes. No, 88 views is a lot of views on a 1 hour long video. I think now probably the live stream is where most of those people that stayed for a long time, like you guys are doing now. Appreciate you for that. So Mr. Rodney did come in since we've been on here. So let's just go over a quick recap of what we talked about today. We talked about music, and probably in a future live stream, I'm going to show you the actual steps to add the music to your podcast. I probably won't show you how to add it to anything else, just to your podcast. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot to do something, guys. I'm sorry, I'm not getting ready to leave. I need to show you how to do it on Anchor. Because I showed you the Podbean app, but I can't believe I forgot to show you Anchor. And it's not that different from the way it always was. But I know some folks are new here, so let's get that screen share up. Un momento, my loves. Okay. My little anchor here. And it basically works like this. You record something. Hey guys, it's Miss Ileane. I just wanted to check in with you and let you know that you should watch my YouTube video where I talk about how to add music to the background of your podcast or your videos. Head over to Ileane.link/YouTube. Okay, so now this is where you would add the different background tracks. Now you guys won't be able to hear them because we already know that it doesn't work too well when, and so you can play through the tracks to see how your voice sounds. Now, if anybody's using the app right now as of March 11th, 2018, I do know from my friends over on the Anchors of Wave Facebook group, if you're on iPhone, the music tracks sound like they're too loud. Like they sound like they're going to overpower your voice. But I found out that it's only sounding that way when you're previewing it. When you actually publish it, it's fine. So, there's so much for previewing it. And I'm sure that's something they're going to be fixing. So if you're watching this anytime after March, and no, you won't be, because this part is going to get deleted off the video. But anywho, just in case, because sometimes I don't delete them off. I just leave them on there just in case. And so they're going to fix that. So it's nice that you can add those background tracks to your broadcast. And so I should have kept the screen share up, but hang on, I didn't. So I'm going to say I'm going to add it to a project, and I'm not going to publish that one yet. That's all this kind of stuff that you'll learn how to do in the course. Okay. So that's coming soon. And like I said, patrons, you guys are going to get access to it probably this week and maybe even today. I'm not sure. I spend a lot of time. Oh, I can show you guys. Since you guys are here, I'll give you a look. This is really going behind the scenes on this one. And Anchor's still staying open. I don't know why. In fact, I'm going to kill the whole QuickTime thing. Okay. I hope that doesn't kill my live stream. Okay, no, it didn't. All right, so I'll take you back behind the scenes of learn.IleaneSmith.com. And this was something that I was planning on doing for patrons anyway, so I don't know how many of you are interested in ever having an online course. But here I have to go into, I have to go into admin. And then I have to go to view all. This is a little clunky because I didn't publish it yet. So now I got to make an extra step just for that. And so here's the Anchor one. Okay. Whole different branding and all that stuff. Because first of all, we got a different artist. So, let me just take you to what the preview of it would be. So here's the preview of the course. And I actually shared with you guys on YouTube last week. I shared what that wasn't the one that almost got deleted by mistake. I shared with you in this past video, which I did on Wednesday during a snowstorm, where I showed a preview of the promo video. Well, I changed the promo video altogether. So this is what so anyway, I'm not going to play it. I just want you guys to see what it's just me saying who I am, which y'all already know that. So you don't have to get that one again. So yeah. So the course so far I have shared. Mode is here. Love you, man. Best teacher ever. I am from India. Oh, thank you. And Superdell, how you doing? You've been popping in regularly lately. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Make sure you guys are following each other. Superdell, what have you been working on? Uh, da, 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 da. Make sure you click those three dots and go to each other's channels and connect with each other. So, yeah. So, and please, if you guys ever do decide to use that music, because we're going to go back to what this video was about, the music from Andre Lewis. And what I didn't mention earlier when I was talking about him is that he is visually impaired. And, you know, he put all that music together, and he says on his Twitter that he's a featured artist on the Boss Jock app, which I have not mastered that app yet, but I do know that it's really cool to use for adding those tracks in right from your mobile device, but especially from an iPad. I have a friend, Dewan and Only over on Anchor. He's always showing how he's using the Boss Jock app. So Andre Lewis, who provides all this background music, he's a featured artist in the Boss Jock app, because I'm assuming that Boss Jock has a library there of tracks for you to use with your podcast recordings. And the Boss Jock app, really quickly, they have a one that's $10. And then they also have the Junior. So if you just want to get an idea of how it works, I don't find it to be that user friendly. However, a lot of podcasters are using it. And like I said, my friend Dewan from Dewan and Only, he's using it. But he's using it on an iPad. And so it's probably best used on an iPad. But it's another way to record your podcasts from a mobile app. There's tons of them out there. I started researching that a little bit this morning as well. And I saw that there's a lot of big YouTubers have done videos where they're reviewing like multiple apps in one video. And they're pretty much all the same. It's just little features here and there that are different, but it's like they could record the music. You can tweak your audio a little, you know, like maybe boost it up if you need to. And then, of course, you have to take that and then add the background music to it. That's why I introduced you guys to the Podbean app, because the Podbean app really has that music built into the app. Even though it's not a variety of tracks, if you're somebody who wants to add background music, or if you know you're in a noisy environment and you want to, you know, have that little background music there, it's cool to know that you can do that for free. You don't even have to really use Podbean. You can just sign up for an account with them and log in to the app. Never know. You might start another podcast over there on Podbean. I have free podcast hosts over there. I just haven't uploaded anything there lately. Okay, so with that, I'm headed back to LA Fitness. What are you up to today? Is anybody cooking anything good? It's Sunday. Or are we all just like lamenting the fact that we lost that hour last night? Let's see what else is going on. See if anybody has popped over to the Facebook group. I don't think so. I have someone asking me on Facebook about do I think that WordPress blogs, what did he ask me? He asked me the question twice, even though I already answered it. Is there anything like if you want a website is developed through coding will rank higher and quicker instead of a WordPress website? So I told him I have no idea, but I like to know what everybody else is saying. So he gave me some of what, you know, and he says, well, what do you think? I already told you, I have no idea. I really don't know. And, you know, years ago, we used to say, oh, you got to have WordPress. But these days, I don't know. WordPress might not be the best bet if you want something really fast. Because when you have WordPress, you always want to install plugins. Like, but that's the point of having WordPress. And the plugins make your site slow. So you can bang your head against the wall with WordPress if you want. I'm not banging anymore. Because Google was going to always try to find another hoop for you to jump through. I don't know who's worse, Google or Facebook. Probably Apple is probably worse. Okay, that's just my opinion. And all right, ladies and gents. Okay, guys, you're going to the library. Yeah, that's a great place to go to get some internet. Have fun and keep in touch with me. You know, I'm sure you're going to have Messenger access. So you guys have a wonderful day. And don't forget, really quickly, just in case you're still trying to learn WordPress. Yeah, it's a complicated beast. It can be. You know, well, go to WordPress.com. And then, you know, go to WordPress.com. It's super easy. They let you have a domain. You just can't do as much. But, honey, sometimes you just don't need to do all that stuff. Honestly, I really like that app that I introduced you guys to called On Publish, where it's just a mobile app. And you just go ahead and you can write posts in there. You can have links to all your social media. You can do upload. You can have YouTube videos, not upload them. You can have YouTube videos play on your. Check out that video I did on Publish, because they actually updated it, and everything that I asked the guys to do, the developers to do, because it could be gals too. Everything that I asked them to do, they integrated. And because one of the problems was the YouTube wasn't all that great. And they fixed that, and they added in an iTunes link. They added in a Patreon link. They're amazing, and I definitely plan on covering them again. I just want to get all this podcasting stuff out my system, and not out of my system, but I want to get it out there to you. It's never going to get out of my system. I don't want y'all to get the wrong idea. I mean, I already covered the app, and I introduced you guys to the app. Once you download it, you'll find out that they updated the app. Because, I mean, you know how it is. If I do a video, they're going to update it again. And it's like, look, I can't do a video about that every week. I can do a video about podcasting and video marketing. I can do that every week. Yeah, I can do that. We got enough things to cover when it comes to those two topics. All right, my loves, I have just gone on and on and on. And thanks again, Superdell and Tish and Larry and Capone checked in. Rodney was here, and so Sonithia, I love that name, is so beautiful. And even though my office had to get his messages deleted because he kept asking the same thing. Ethan, thank you so much for coming as well. And Gord was here, and my girl Tish, I want to say her name again, Larry Snow, and Carlos from the Lounge Network. And with that, guys, I will see you next week, if not sooner. Peace.